The following Best of Central Florida program is sponsored in part by St. Augustine Art Association, Central Florida Community Arts, Museum of Arts and Sciences, Dime Medical Artistry, Trans Medcare, and Sophila Radio and Television Productions.
Welcome to the Best of Central Florida. I am Justin Clark. I will never forget. The year was 2002. I was in law school in Boston, hanging out at the Beantown pub to be exact. A classmate comes over, introduces himself. He said he was from Orlando. I was shocked. I thought Orlando was theme parks, chain restaurants, maybe a water park or two. Who would have thought that now, 20 years later, I would have lived here for 15 of them? Who would have thought I would raise my two little girls here? Who would have thought I would fall in love with Central Florida? It's a hidden gem, from the great restaurants, professional sports teams, booming art scene, the Wekiva River, the beaches, and yes, even the theme parks. From Palatka to Poinciana, Mineola to Mims, this is the best of Central Florida. What are the three best summer activities in Central Florida, you might ask? I'm glad you did, because we have them. Welcome in the beautiful Michaela Nichols, my co-host. Hello, Michaela, how are you?
I'm great.
One thing all three of these places that we visited have in common, they are all air-conditioned. Thank goodness, because it is getting hot out there.
It is.
But these places are awesome. They're family-friendly, they're affordable, they're great for parents, they're great for kids.
They're great for me.
They're great for you.
Yeah.
You're not a parent or a kid, you're kind of in the middle.
I'm like, just hanging out.
I see. I like what you've done there. These places are going to be awesome. You will not want to miss a second of this. Here's what we're going to do. Quick break. When we return, the three best summer activities in Central Florida.
The following Best of Central Florida Michaela's Choice is sponsored in part by St. Augustine Art Association and Sophila Radio and Television Productions.
It is summertime here in Central Florida, and if you're looking for an amazing activity to do, I have the perfect choice for you. Michaela's choice for best summer activity are my dear friends at St. Augustine Art Association. I'm joined by the administrator, Jennifer. Happy to have you here.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I have to say congratulations, because you guys are approaching your almost 100th year.
Oh my goodness.
We are, yeah. 2024 will be 100.
Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty young.
It is, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I certainly have not been around that long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you look really great for 100.
but I do know some people who've been around almost that long. Really? Yeah, they're still there. It's kind of cool.
Pretty awesome. And you guys are also a nonprofit, which I think is so important.
We are, yeah.
So how do people kind of support you when they come and visit?
So we do take donations. We're free, open to the public, 6 days a week. So, it doesn't cost anything, but we do appreciate donations.
Of course.
We do have memberships, so all of our artists are members. We have sponsors, big donors, grant money. So yeah, just kind of all the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff when it comes to nonprofits. Yeah. I love grants. Speaking of, I really love that you guys, when you do have the membership, you're changing it up, on a monthly basis. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so every month we have a new show, except in the summer it goes for 2 months. But we have every month it's a different theme. We have about 300 artists that participate in all of our shows, and they're all juried, so we give out awards for all the shows. And it's a great, our art gallery is like a great sampling of pretty much the local artists and a lot of the regional artists. We have quite a few artists from this area of the state too. So it's just a great spot to start if you're doing the art tour in St. Augustine, and then we can kind of just go from there and see all the galleries that represent the different artists that we have.
Amazing. So let's say an artist is watching right now and they want to have their art in your location. How do they do that?
Become a member. You don't actually have to be a member, but every month about 2 weeks before the end of the month, we'll put out a call for art for our next exhibit, and you can see what the different themes are on our website, which is stAAA.org. And you can find out the prospectus and see how you can enter your work. It's easy. It really is.
Sounds like an easy thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of, so it's summer. Obviously, the kids aren't in school, and I don't have kids, but let's say I'm bringing my kiddos to hang out with you guys. What kind of educational programs do you have there?
Well, we do have summer art camp that's actually going on right now. I actually left art camp early today.
I want to go to art camp.
Me too.
Next week they're doing sculptures, which seems really cool, like wire sculpture and clay sculpture. So that's gonna be fun. And then throughout the year we'll also have like winter art camp as well. But we do have in the gallery for our summer exhibits, we like to do like a little scavenger hunt for the kids. So we'll put together like a little hunt so they can go around, look at the artwork, and like look for little things. And we might give them a prize. We'll see.
You should have that for adults, because I would be there for that.
You can do it too. Like adults can do it too.
Right on.
Like it's not as easy as it sounds.
Catch me doing the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And speaking of, being an adult and being a kid, it's so inclusive. I mean, you do so much for the community, especially for the blind and deaf community, which is just so commendable.
It is. Thank you. Yeah, we do. We have our tactile art show every October, and last year we usually partner with the Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind, and last year we started partnering with the Florida Deaf Blind Association. It's like all tongue twister here, but they don't have to talk, so that's great. So they actually have artists that submit their artwork into the shows. They bring groups to come see it, and you can touch the artwork, you can feel it, and it's really neat to see, especially the kids that come, because they don't know what they're actually going to experience there, and then they always find something something that they enjoy that they always go back to, or a piece that they won't leave, kind of thing. They're just obsessed with it. It's kind of neat. It's really neat to see.
Is there any other kind of like summer events coming up for you guys, or not really?
We have a special exhibit, which I have a
Yes, what did you bring with you today?
So we have a permanent collection. Most of it's important St. Augustine art, but we also have pieces from different artists from around the world. And this collection that we have is about 100 pieces from a French Impressionist artist named Marguerite Castain. And I had the privilege of putting together her entire collection, writing her biography, learning about her, and then putting this exhibit together of her work. So it's going to be on display whatever the first Friday in July is, through August 21st. And it's a really neat thing, because female Impressionist artists aren't really something we know a lot about. There's Mary Cassatt and some of the others, but she really is on par with them, I believe. And it's my privilege to be able to show her work to the world.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to go see more art, hang out with Jennifer and hang out with the St. Augustine Art Association. Do yourself a favor, go down to St. Augustine, and we'll be right back with People's Choice after this short break.
The following Best of Central Florida People's Choice is sponsored in part by Central Florida Community Arts and Sophila Radio and Television Productions.
Welcome back. You have spoken. The people have spoken. A People's Choice for Best Summer Activity, and rightly so, goes to our good friends at Central Florida Community Arts Center. What great work you guys are doing over there. Terrence Hunter joins me. Terrence, welcome to the show, buddy. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm great.
A lot of people know about you guys. Some people don't. What do you do? What's your mission?
Central Florida Community Arts, our mission is to provide a home for everyone in the arts. So we are home to the largest community choir in the country, the largest symphony orchestra in the state. We have children and youth arts programs. We have a dance company, a community theater program, and we also have our School of Arts and Health. And in our School of Arts and Health, we serve children as young as 6 weeks old, all the way up to adults experiencing Alzheimer's and dementia.
Now, if I'm watching at home and I'm looking for something to do this summer, how do I find you? Where are you? And how can I support you?
We are everywhere. You can visit our website at cfcarts.com to find out information about our upcoming choir season, our orchestra show this weekend, our shows next weekend, including Ragtime, and so much more.
Tell me about this Ragtime. I know it's on Juneteenth. What is Ragtime all about?
Yeah, Ragtime is this beautiful, beautiful musical that really traces the story of 3 different groups of people. You have the people of New Rochelle, which is a wealthy white family. You have a group of immigrants new to the country, and a group they call the people of Harlem. So black, white, and immigrants, all in search of the American dream, and it really has themes that are present in the news today,
Right.
Immigration, racism, police brutality, and so much more. But the most beautiful thing about it is these moments of shared humanity where everyone is in search of the same thing, and how they get to it is different. But the changes that these characters experience during the show is just a beautiful reminder of the shared humanity that we all have.
I'm not trying to sound cheesy in any way, but you guys really are accessible for everybody. And I'm talking about age, race, gender, everything. Accessible for everyone. You really pride yourselves on that, don't you?
We do. So many times in the arts, people are told that it is just, being on stage is just for the elite, if you will, the best of the best. But we're breaking down those barriers. All of our youth programs are audition for placement only. Our choir and orchestra are both open to the community with no audition. So for those who don't think they can sing, we encourage you to come and find out differently. For people who haven't picked up their instruments since middle school or high school, or even beyond that, grab it and come on and join us. We will find a way to involve you in the music that we are all creating together.
How good do you feel when you see someone come in there who maybe thinks they don't have I don't have a musical bone in my body, but they want to get involved? Well, yeah, I probably should come in there and see you after all, but you literally, they don't know what they're doing necessarily, and then watching them grow, watching the whole just mentality change, how does that make you feel?
It will change your life.
Yeah.
I have cried more than once watching our members perform,
Right.
Whether it's our youth. We just had a youth production last weekend, and to see the growth in one of our lead characters from 3 years ago when I started to this past weekend, it was beautiful.
Right.
To have those moments of joy at our choir concerts where you can see the growth in musicality, but most of all, you see the fun that everyone has together. It's absolutely incredible.
And we think about summer, and a lot of us do have a little extra time on our hands, but the cost of milk, so to speak, is very expensive right now. Getting involved with you is not.
Getting involved with us is not. We have committed to never allowing cost to be a barrier to anyone's participation. So we do have membership dues that we ask of everyone, but if membership dues, or if that presents a barrier, we waive those costs for them.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
And that's why you are People's Choice today. It's amazing, amazing programs that you have. And again, if I'm watching at home, I don't know exactly what I want to do, choir, orchestra, I don't know what I want to do. Can I just come and talk to you and figure out what's best for me?
Absolutely. Call me, send us an email, show up. We're happy to have a conversation with you.
I love it, love it, love it. Terrence, you're doing really God's work over there, buddy. We appreciate what you're doing. It's amazing. All are welcome. Wonderful to see you. Congratulations on People's Choice here for Best Summer Activity.
Thank you so much.
It's impressive, isn't it?
It's so impressive. It gives me chills when he was talking about it.
It gives me chills as well. It's pretty incredible, I must say.
Yeah, you should pick up your instrument and go sing.
Please do.
I did. What was the one that you played in like middle school?
The recorder.
Hey, I did the recorder once, and then
Nice.
my teacher told me I stunk.
No, well, you know what?
We have some recorders lying around.
Yeah, mind over matter.
Exactly. Awesome work. All right, quick break. When we return, Justin's Choice is up next.
The Best of Central Florida is sponsored in part by Dime Medical Artistry.
Here in Central Florida, it is summer all the time, and I am joined by a great friend of mine, Dr. Daniel Felling. He's the founder and owner of Dime Medical Artistry. Doctor, your background is so impressive. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm a critical care trained trauma surgeon. I've been in practice for about 3 years. From the cold north and migrated down this way for obvious reasons. But then throughout my surgical training, I developed an interest in aesthetics as well. And so I have had a goal for many years now to do what I'm doing with the spa and opening and offer a variety of procedures. And it's been a great time. We've been open for about a year. Yeah.
And you do pretty much everything under the sun over at Dime.
We do, yeah. We do a variety of things. So our goal is to be your one-stop med spa. So we do a combination of the toxins with Botox and Xeomin. We do dermal fillers. We do threads, smooth threads, and lifting threads. And then a variety of esthetician services with my esthetician we have. We do painless laser hair removal, radiofrequency microneedling. We do body contouring. We do. We're excited to offer our M-Sculpt Neo, which is a a way to sort of hit the gym without hitting the gym. You've probably seen some of those clips of stimulating the muscles. It's like doing like 30,000 crunches in 30 minutes without having to go to the gym. And then you also get some tightening of the overlying tissue as well. And then we have also started a couple more kind of technical procedures that are in line with my training. So the more surgical type things with the laser liposuction and then also a neck lift procedure.
Well, doctor, thank you so much for being on. And do yourself a favor, since it is summer here all the time, go visit my dear friends at Dime Medical Artistry.
The following Best of Central Florida Justin's Choice is sponsored in part by Museum of Arts and Sciences and Sophila Radio and Television Productions.
And finally today, my favorite portion of the program, it's time for Justin's Choice. And Justin's Choice for Best Summer Activity goes to our dear friends over at MOAS, the Museum of Arts and Science, and the best name in business. Zach Zacharias joins me. What a great name.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
30,000 objects from art to artifacts. Tell me about MOAS.
So MOAS is one of the biggest museums in the Southeast United States. It's really an incredible collection. So if you are an art buff, a history buff, or a science buff, there is something there for you no matter what age you are. It is an amazing place. So there's all types of exhibits on art, science, and history. And most museums don't do all three disciplines, which I usually call art, science, and history, but we do. So
everything right there under one roof. For someone who hasn't been there, they're looking for something to do this summer with the family. Where are you located exactly?
So we're located not too far from the Speedway, the giant Speedway, at 352 South Nova Road in Daytona Beach.
Planetarium. Doesn't get much better than that, huh? Tell me about the planetarium.
Excellent, yeah. We got an awesome planetarium. It's fairly new, it's a digital planetarium. And what's really cool is it can take you anywhere in the universe in a split second just about. And we do all these great shows. We do live shows every day. We have other shows, astronomy shows. We have laser shows. We have shows for children. The Little Star That Could is an excellent show that we run on Saturdays. And pretty much every day we run a special show on Saturday that's a sensory show for them. And it's a great show even for kids or for adults, because you can learn a lot even though it's in a child's format, The Little Star That Could. But also the live planetarium show with the curator. You can't ever beat that. That's awesome.
As a dad myself, there are certain things my kids want to do that bore me, right? And there are certain things as a dad that bore my kids. Not MOAS. I mean, this is perfect for something to do with your children, but the adults love it as well. It's for everyone, is it not?
It is for everyone. You know, you can come here to the museum and you can see vintage race cars. You can see antique train cars, which are amazing. One of them is only like 2 in the world. There are a lot of one-of-a-kinds. There's all different types from all over. There's art from all over the world. You can come to the museum and see one of 3 original Coca-Cola bottles, prototypes ever made. Yeah, and it's the only one I think on public display. So it's really interesting. It's kind of wide, it's super wide, and it didn't sit on the conveyor belt very well, so they had to slim it down. But you can see that in its own huge case. It's a really rare piece of American history.
Yeah, it's back when Coke kept you awake, if you know what I mean, huh?
The Coke collection is amazing because it is the second largest collection of Coca-Cola artifacts on display in the world.
Tell me about the sort of old Florida Key West art collection too. That'll blow you away.
So we have the C.C. and Hyatt Brown Museum, which is the largest and most important collection, significant collection of historical Florida landscapes. So all the great landscapes, artists in history, all came to Florida for the same reason that everybody else did. They came as tourists, and they fell in love with the exotic nature of Florida, right? The sunsets, the rivers with the oak trees draped, you know, Gothic Spanish moss. But right now we installed a new exhibit about Key West. It's called Key West Southernmost USA, and it's about all the landmarks and the people, street scenes in Key West, which is obviously a really popular place.
Yeah, no kidding. And you know, it's worth the trip. So for someone who might live, our viewing audience is pretty large, but it's worth the hour. You're an hour away from anywhere though. It's worth the trip, and then hit the beach or the restaurants over on the beach side after you go, huh?
Yes, and you know what's also really, you're gonna like this a lot. it's really nice and cool in
Yeah,
the museum,
yeah,
right? 'Cause
exactly.
we have to, and we're an accredited museum.
Yeah.
There are not many accredited museums in the nation, right?
That's right.
So we have to keep it at a certain temperature. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's great, and then you can see portraits, landscapes, all different types of artifacts, fossils.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got it all. Children's Museum, which is with the Children's Museum, it's got all different. We got about 50 exhibits in the Children's Museum, all hands-on. It's the only hands-on science center for kids from Jacksonville to Orlando.
Congratulations, brother.
All right.
At MOAS Museum of Arts and Science, you have to go check this place out. If you haven't been there, I assure you it's worth the trip. I'm ready to do some summer activities. Are you?
Oh, I'm so excited. I love summer.
Good job today, as always, kiddo. Great to see you. Hey, it's time. Look, it's summertime. There are so many things in Central Florida to do. Now is the time. Hey, great show today. Thank you to our WKMG-based crew. As always, you were awesome. Do me a favor. Hit record series right now, and we'll see you more next week on Best of Central Florida.
The Best of Central Florida is sponsored in part by Trans Medcare.
So happy to be joined by Andrew Brainerd. He is with Trans Medcare. Thank you what you guys are doing for the senior citizens of Central Florida. It's really a great, comfortable trip, anywhere more than 300 miles, whenever they need to be transported or moved somewhere. Instead of having to lug the oxygen tank on an airplane or something, you are giving them an unbelievably comfortable ride wherever they need to go.
Exactly. Instead of renting a RV or throwing them in a minivan and driving them from Florida to New York, we're putting them in a very comfortable bed. They have a 6-inch memory foam mattress that we custom made for our stretchers because it's easier to move patients on the stretcher. We also have the ability for up to 2 family members to ride with. It doesn't happen very often, but some people feel comfortable bringing their pets, and we definitely encourage that.
And some of the best staff in the business as well, and you're always looking for new employees.
Always looking for new contractors to fill either the driving position or the CNA RN positions. They can always find additional information on our website, which is trans-medcare.com. They can submit their resumes to careers@trans-medcare.com or just call the office, which is 888-984-3722.
And a lot of these are longer trips, maybe back to Boston, back to Chicago, back to New York. Tell me about the experience. I know you have the really comfortable beds for our patients, but what's the rest of the experience like?
When you're on board, you're going to have access to Wi-Fi. You can sign into your own entertainment. So if you have a Netflix account, we already provide it on board, but if you have your own, you can sign in and just continue watching Golden Girls if that's what you're into. Just continue life as if you were in your bed at your home. Because what we want to provide is the most comfortable bedside-to-bedside service that exists.
And a lot of the calls you're going to get are probably from children or grandchildren, and you're giving them the comfortability of knowing that mom or dad or grandma or grandpa are going to be well taken care of. Andrew, keep up the good work, man.
Appreciate it.
I love what you guys are doing over there. Trans Medcare. If you have a family member who needs to be transported anywhere more than 300 miles, this is your guy.
The preceding Best of Central Florida program was sponsored in part by St. Augustine Art Association, Central Florida Community Arts, Museum of Arts and Sciences, Dime Medical Artistry, Trans Medcare, and Sophila Radio and Television Productions.